Good evening, everybody. I totally realize that we are a day early for you guys. I'm so sorry about that, but we're so happy to be doing this show. It's going to be a 2-show week for the OSP with Eminem and the BSC. That would be the Original Sports Podcast with Mark Maradei and the Barbershop Crew. We are going to be at Frederick Social this Saturday. So if you are a local listener, we're doing a show from 1 to 2, a Super Bowl preview show, and probably have some goodies there. I know I'm going to have a couple sets of tickets to give out. Compliments of Matt from Rockwell. Tickets for the Hyper Beer Festival. So that's kind of cool. Thanks again, Matt. Really appreciate that. That Hyper Beer Festival is at the Frederick Fairgrounds on Saturday, February 15th from noon to 7. It's beer from all the local breweries, food trucks, it's vendors. There's going to be games there, and there are 2 different entertainers there. There's going to be a School of Rock, which is always good. And then the highlight is Guys in Thin Ties. If you've never seen Guys in Thin Ties, they're outstanding. So by the time they come on, most people will have a little something going on with themselves, and it should be a great time. But hey, we got surprised tonight with the amount of our crew that could not make it for our normally scheduled show on Tuesdays, obviously. Now, that being said, we did this little change and adjusted our topics today. Although we were going to do the top players from the Super Bowl, we've decided to adjust our topics. So our topics now will include what's going on in the NBA. Lots of trades, requested trade today in the NFL that really sent some feathers getting shocked, or however in the hell you say that. They want to imply electrical system in the NFL to indicate first downs, which is pretty awesome that they want to do that. And we are going to pick our top 5 all-time Super Bowl teams, not individual players, but teams that played in the Super Bowl. So love to hear from you when you tune in. Make sure you reach out to us. You got questions, you got answers, share them with us. We love to share your stuff. We love making you part of the OSP, because without you, there is no OSP. Let's get this thing going.
National Streaming Sports is brought to you in part by BetUs.com, designed for true fans. NFL odds, Week 1 and futures, college football odds, including Heisman Trophy favorites and playoff odds, NBA odds of division winners and playoffs, Major League Baseball playoff and World Series odds, the National Hockey League Conference playoffs and Stanley Cup odds, and boxing wagers. Betting opportunities include versus the spreads and outright winners, also during the game. Use our link on our website, nessp.info, the Bet Us Opportunities webpage, for a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. Must be 21 years old, and remember, bet responsibly.
You're going to call anyone that loves you. You're going to ask them if you can use their card to buy concert tickets because your card's maxed out. Okay. If they say yes, you get the tickets.
I can't call my parents because they already think I make bad financial decisions. Well, so I think I'll call one of my friends.
Okay.
I'm a little nervous. I feel tingly.
What's your nut answer?
Giovanna?
Yes.
I was on SeatGeek earlier and I saw 2 tickets for Olivia Rodrigo at a really, really, really good price. So
Oh my god.
I maxed my credit card out by accident last week. Do you think I could use yours to buy the tickets?
Oh my god, yes.
Did I?
Yeah, you got the tickets. You got the tickets.
I just want tickets. We're going to go to the concert together. Giovanna, I'll call you later. I love you. Thanks for picking up. Oh my god. I'm going to see Olivia Rodrigo.
Yes, thank you, SeatGeek.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world, it's time to experience the O's on the Original Sports Podcast.
Hey, fellas, what's going on? How's your Monday?
Up?
It was supposed to be 60 degrees here today in Frederick, Chops. So I was hyped. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a round of disc golf in. Yeah. Well, shoot, it was like 43 degrees. It was
Are you
muddy.
serious?
Yeah,
Man,
it was terrible. It was
I'll be honest with
horrible.
you. If somebody told me it was 71 today, I'd have believed it.
Oh, down there?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's pretty
Matter of
awesome.
fact, today's high was 72. 72.
Yeah.
That's why you moved down there, isn't it, Chops?
And it felt like 72 too. What's that, man?
I said that's why you moved down there.
Oh man, I'm telling you, I used to, I loved the cold air. Before we got on, we were talking about Madden and all that, whatever have you. Clarion, we used to have Madden tournaments, right? We used to have Madden tournaments, and so they're being held. You might have a class, but if your team's playing, you got to make a business decision, right? So seriously, we'd have big major tournaments, 1,200 grand or 1,200 is the pot. I mean, for college students, we're living like Oprah, right? With 1,200. So, and of course, I'm my Steelers. So when I'm my Steelers and we're playing in January and February, right after Christmas, right? Because we just got a little Christmas money, this, that, and the third. If you came to my room, I opened the windows, put the fan in the window, and turned it on. And I made it like 8 degrees in my room. And I was like, this is Pittsburgh. I used to love the cold. Now I can't take it. I can't take it. I don't even like going home back to Pennsylvania after October 15th. October 15th is a cutoff until around. I can't take the cold anymore. I used to love it. I can't do it now, fellas.
I absolutely hate it. I can't.
I mean, were you like you're only going from the car and into the house, or from the car and into the mall?
Listen to me. Okay, now think about it next time you do that. But when you're walking and you hear the snow crunching under your feet, it's bones. Fellas, I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
I will tell you that last week I decided to go out and play around in the snow as it started to melt, and I'd actually had a good round. Like I was like +1 or +2. So yeah, it was good. Look at that. Who that?
That is
ain't
my
she
daughter.
Ain't she supposed to be studying or something?
She should be. But she gets good grades, so I can't complain.
All right. Hey, fellas, Doncic for AD. What was the guy in Dallas smoking when he made that deal go down?
Well,
Doncic.
Doncic. Honestly, here's the thing. Short term. The Mavs might have won that. And here's why. Hold on. I know, Drew. Here's why I say that. Because last year they had no defense. Not last year, but yeah, it was last year they went to the finals. Wasn't it last year they were in the finals, or the year before, whatever? But they had no defense. Now with the team and they're terrible, AD is playing. If you can get him on the field, AD is playing decent defense. If you can get him on the court, AD is decent at defense.
You said the key words. If you can get him on the court, A. B, he was complaining last week about needing a center to play defense in regard to rim. So yeah.
True, but hold on. They did that because the Lakers roster, I don't want to say was weak, but they don't have the parts that they got in Dallas. Whether they got Kyrie, whether they got Clay, now they got AD. And don't forget, fellas, last year the knock on Luka was he's out of shape. Towards the end of the season in the finals, he couldn't run. He wasn't playing D. He's getting beat, this, that, and the third. And comes in, and he's still out of shape. This year, they see he's still out of shape. You know what I mean?
Round is a shape, boss. Round is a shape.
This is true. All day, every day.
Said he's looking like Grimace out there.
Yeah, yes. Yes. Looking like an exclamation point. Yes. And seriously, fellas, I see you, Miss Hill. I see you. Here's the thing. I think that they were ticked off with Luka because if you just can't hit jumpers, if you have a problem going left, whatever it may be, but your conditioning you can control. For years, they had been saying, you have to do this, you have to do this. He did what he had to do last year and took him to the finals, but his conditioning was the difference. Remember, I understand I'm an old head and I love Jordan, but Jordan paid his dues for a couple of years getting his ass kicked by other teams. So Jordan, what did he do? He went to the weight room. He got stronger. He got bigger. You know what I mean? And he did what he had to do. Luka didn't do that. Luka didn't come in 10, 15 pounds under from last year. his cardio wasn't better. And fellas, he's 25. Imagine when you were 25, if you wanted to lose 10 or 15 pounds, that wasn't hard. Not when you were 25. You know what I mean? So
here's what I think is going to happen, though. He went to the Lakers, right? He's going to have all those old heads breathing fire down his back if he's weighing 270 pounds and if he's maintaining being out of shape. All those guys are going to get on him because they brought him in to be the next star of that team.
When you say old head, you mean Kareem?
I'm talking Kareem. I'm talking, Magic Johnson.
I'm listening to Kareem.
You know what? And honestly, I see what you're saying, Barber, but also see what Dream's saying, because these younger players don't give respect. They don't give homage to the guys before.
The younger players from America don't.
But okay, so which brings me to this point. Does Kareem mean the same to Luka that he does to me and you since we grew up over there? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking. Because
I guess we're going to find out. We'll find out quick.
Kareem at 25 when he was young. He's 25 now. So 10 years ago, did he know Kareem?
Yeah, I know what you mean. And you know what, Barber? You bring it up now. These old heads getting on him. The first point would be a question. If he didn't see the relevancy in it, and you're there, you are at the finals, and you're conditioning. And to be honest with you, fellas, coming in, they were favored to do work and go deep this year with a great team.
That was just last year, Chops, by the way.
Okay, so he doesn't come in this year in better shape. That to me is that lack of I don't care, I don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't know why he wouldn't come in. Even if hypothetically he comes in shape at the beginning of the year. I had all year to get off season, whatever have you. Now, since the season is in swing and we're playing every 2-3 days, I can't work out like I should, so I'm putting weight back on. That's not even how it happened. He didn't come in shape. So I don't know, Mark. Years ago, I think that would have been something.
We're hearing it from a source out of Dallas. Let's hear what a source out of LA says once he starts playing out there. Dallas had to spin a reason. Did you know that they offered him up to the Bucks for Giannis? Did you know that was the first offer? And the Bucks are like, shit.
No.
Come on. You can't.
Think about that. He's only, as Dream alluded to, he's only 25. He's only 25, and he has been cream of the crop for the last 2-3 seasons?
Yeah.
And they've already gotten rid of him. Something has to be that. I do want to think it's more than just conditioning. It would have to be more than just conditioning. You'd almost want to put a workout clause in his contract, but I don't understand why they would get rid of a superstar at 25 because there is so much more ahead of him in playing ball. It just that has
me. They said they wanted more defense. They wanted to be a defense-oriented team. Also, on the other side of that, I saw a clip from when they asked AD about, Braun reaching his point total, whatever his goal. And I forget exactly how the thing played out. I just saw it today. He didn't care. He's like, yeah, so what? Who cares?
Yeah.
And so there was speculation that they kept under the hat. There was a heavy rift between those two guys.
AD and Braun?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll bet you AD did not sign off on Bronny coming on that team being a draft pick. I'll bet you any money. I'll bet, the other guys are so young, they don't have a say-so. But AD's 31 years old. If you're bringing somebody on my team that's supposed to be helping us out and they're a draft pick, and this kid can't even freaking play in the D League very well. I don't know. I think from both sides of this, fellas, these guys needed changed. I think the change is because we don't know what was causing the undercurrent, the turmoil. But both of these guys need to change. We're speculating one comes in out of shape, can't give you what he needs to, and he didn't take it upon himself in the offseason to step his game up. And we're speculating with the other one, there's a tussle with LeBron. I think LeBron's hard to play with, fellas. I'm going to be honest with you. I think he's hard to play with. I've never heard anybody walk away from one of his teams, Miami, Cleveland, nobody that said, man, I love playing with that guy. He's the man.
Is he the Aaron Rodgers of the NBA?
Might be. Might be, but I've never. Chops, have you ever heard anybody say, "Yeah, I love playing with Braun"?
Well, no, but I don't want to call him that Aaron Rodgers. And the only reason I say that is because Aaron Rodgers has tried. Well, because Aaron Rodgers has destroyed by the way he's acted. By the way he's acted, holding out, just being a drama queen his last few years in Green Bay, missing workouts this year for the Jets, then lying, on the coach and throwing guys under the bus and teammates under the bus. We know Braun works. We know he works. Now, I don't know what he does because nobody wants to come. I hate to say nobody wants to come play with him, but he went to Miami and joined up to bring them. But not a whole. He did get AD, but I don't know if he has it, if he's picking a roster because he's not getting any big names to come. Hell, you even got KD to go to Golden State to join Clay and Steph. You know what I'm saying? And then he goes to Phoenix to join Booker. But nobody of that ilk is coming to LA. So maybe Braun is just hard to play with, or the guys say, hold on, I'm a big star too. They're giving the entire keys to the system to Braun, and I'll get no say.
D'Angelo Russell just did it.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Russell was just traded. He said it's hard to play out there. It's hard to play with that guy.
Okay,
that's what
now
he said.
Yeah,
it's black and white. You can
there's got to be something to it. Now, I would think about this real quick, fellas. I would think about this. You have Braun, who's 39, 40, whatever he is, and you've got Luka, right? If you close your eyes, of course, Braun always plays in shape, this, that, whatever have you, but they're the same guy on the aspect of they like to hold the ball, they shoot, they don't come off the ball well, they don't come off the ball a whole lot, and the offense is going through them.
It runs through them.
You needed defense 72 hours ago when you had AD. You still needed some help for some defense when you had AD. Now you get rid of AD, you have no defense, and you have one ball that's going to go through. How's this going to work? I want to see how that goes with Luka and Braun.
You bring in
Dallas was the one. Go ahead.
Bring in JaVale McGee. That's what you do. You bring in JaVale McGee. Bet you he comes in. JaVale McGee or Dwight Howard will be in.
Dwight Howard's in with the Lakers, isn't he?
No, he's overseas, isn't he? Dwight Howard.
He signed a contract with the Lakers. I read it like 2 weeks ago.
Dwight Howard.
I know we haven't heard anything.
Listen, Chops. JaVale McGee is the defense that you need.
What are you talking about?
Okay. All right, Chops. All right.
He might be. I ain't gonna lie to you. You might know something. You might be in the lab with these cats that I don't even know about. But see, here's the thing. Seeing that and it's rough for me because nobody plays defense anymore, regardless in the NBA. So it doesn't matter. But I do want to see how Braun and Luka play together. Because like I said, neither one comes off the ball. But honestly, Braun moves a little more, but Luka, when he doesn't have the ball, he's just standing there. He doesn't come off screens, shoot and release well. You know what I mean? So
when's the first game? I mean, let's look that up. Lakers.
Well, how long before he puts them in? Now, it's interesting to see
tomorrow.
Because your boy, if he'll play, but also your boy, what's his name?
AD.
Coach. Reddick, JJ.
Oh, JJ.
He's supposed to be an offensive guru. They say this, that, and the third. We'll see if he can make them coexist. We'll see. The fact that Braun is still getting triple doubles at 48 years old is ridiculous to me.
It is.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But I'd love to know what was the issue. He's 25 years old and he was all world and like that. And the crazy part is they could have gotten a whole lot better than LA gave them. They wanted to see.
Did you see what was it the Clippers, Sacramento Kings? Who De'Aaron Russell De'Aaron Fox get traded from?
San Antonio. Sacramento.
He got traded from Sacramento to San Antonio. Did you see what they got? They got a king's ransom for that dude. Then again, that dude's a team player. He plays both ends of the court. It's kind of like when you're talking about Crosby, Sheen. Crosby plays both ends. If the Penguins would, even though Sidney Crosby's 37 years old, if the Penguins decide to trade that dude, they could get a king's ransom for him even at this age because he's still putting up points.
But I honestly believe there would have been a team or two that would have given multiple first rounds for Luka. I honestly believe that. I honestly believe they could have gotten better than that. They just wanted them gone. And here's my thing. How did that come to fruition? Nobody knew this Friday afternoon. What we hear Saturday afternoon, he's gone. It wasn't like it was talks for a couple of days or a week. So they're trying to move Luka. It was like, yo, Luka's traded. I'm like, what? I had to reread my Bleacher Report to make sure it was correct. You know what I'm saying?
When you sent that through Bleacher Report, I said, wait, isn't Bleacher Report kind of I think they've gotten better. Bleacher Report, if you're watching, I no harm. But yeah, I think they used to do like kind of fake news, and then so I was kind of skeptical.
Well, I'll tell you what. Right now, I know that AD's first game with Dallas, they played Cleveland and got beat by 50.
Ooh, well, Cleveland's pretty good. Chops, you're on mute.
Yep, they got beat by 50. So that shocked me. I'll be honest with you, how bad they got beat down. Maybe AD didn't get enough time. I don't know.
Well, he's always hurt. That's the other thing. So, can you unmute Chops?
Yeah, let me see if I can help that man out. Look at him. He's sitting there like a kid in the candy.
I'm like, what the hell? I got everything plugged in. I was like, I done been around a computer once or twice in my day. The machine's taking over.
You've probably been on the computer all day today, haven't you, Chops?
Yeah, man. I'm good. But I was surprising that fella. So we'll see how it goes.
Hey, let's talk about that De'Aaron Fox, right?
Yes.
Yeah, let's talk about that trade. Why Sacktown, like, that was their guy.
Yeah, but they were trying to get him long term, and I don't think he wanted to be there long term. I mean, listen. Oh boy, from what I heard, out in California, Sacramento is a terrible town.
Yeah, it's a bad city. Yeah, so, that's right up there, right down the road from Oakland.
You know what I mean? So, like, I don't think he wanted to be a part of the long term.
And fellas, now that Wemby and that's going to be something. We'll see how that goes down. Because
are you paying attention to what Wemby's actually doing? Because it's not really highlighted. But I'm going to tell you what, that man is just shooting up the charts as a superstar.
Yeah,
quietly.
I seen him light up Giannis a couple of days ago.
Yeah. Hey, fellas, I just remembered something about the trade. They would have had to have given Luka the max deal for being on the same team for X amount of years, which would have cost them something like $325 million for like 6 years or 7 years, whatever it is. And they didn't want to do that.
Yep.
Because they felt like it was going to eat up their cash cow.
And because he got traded, it goes away.
Now he can only make his max contract now is 160 something. I think something like that. So, was it about money? You got to ask yourself that now too. The other piece of that is, I'm sorry we circled back to this, but the other piece of that is Mark Cuban doesn't own that team anymore. He's a minority owner. And we don't know what the MO is for the new owners. Maybe they don't want to shell out cash like that, and they don't care who they're getting rid of.
That's an option.
I mean, there's a lot of factors. I know we're talking about the man's weight and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not being able to play defense, but I think there's a lot of factors that were involved in that midnight move there.
Maybe Bob Nutting is part owner.
He could be. Yeah. Except Dallas would be at the bottom of the league. But the Washington Wizards are the Dallas or the Pittsburgh Pirates of the NBA.
Oof.
I just don't get it, man. He was 25. He was all world. I just don't get it.
I'm sure we'll hear it as the days go by. I'm sure it'll start coming out.
Yeah, and you know what? See. If he goes to the Lakers and lights it up, look out. I don't think the Lakers are done. I don't think the Lakers are done dealing. And I think when they do deal, they're going to bring in more young guys. Because I think the end is near for Braun. I do.
Oh, without question.
JaVale McGee.
Didn't he play for the Wizards? They had to trade him quick because he was too good on defense.
He was. That's a fact.
I mean, the Wizards don't keep you good. You can shoot. Nah, we don't need you. Now they're trying to
up to Skilo.
They're tanking
Yeah.
for Cooper now. That's the word on the street up here in the D.C. area.
Hey, you remember
They
at one
don't
point,
have to.
in case you know, if you don't know, the Wizards at one point had Chris Webber, Jawan Howard, and Rasheed Wallace. All three of
Yeah,
them.
I remember that. And I think they won like 25 games that year. You know, they had Scotty Brooks as a coach when Scotty Brooks could coach.
Wow.
You know, like I just don't get what happens there.
No.
I just don't. Hey, let's move into Myles Garret, fellas. Myles Garret has had enough of the Cleveland Browns. He said today in writing, I want traded. He made his request. Thoughts on that and thoughts where you might see him end up?
Well, it's funny because I knew at the end of the year he was saying, you know, we're not too far away, blah, blah, blah. And
Not too far away from Pittsburgh. Like it's less than a 2-hour drive.
Well, he didn't mean that. He meant Super Bowl.
I
He
know.
thought, and he, you know, they thought, you know, they were a couple players away, and he was going to be around. But yeah, today he asked for his walking papers. Chops, where do you think he's going to end up?
Oh man, there's quite a few teams. I wouldn't be surprised if Buffalo through there. Fellas, here's the thing. He's going to a contender. Well,
He should.
Here's the thing. Don't forget the Browns had said they weren't dealing him. He made that comment at his end of the year presser, you know, saying what he's supposed to say.
Yeah.
Brown said, we're not dealing him. Now, when you make it public, I want the trade. He didn't walk into the GM's office. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you walk around high school and you're captain of a football team and you're telling everybody, hey, I'm breaking up with my girl Cindy Lou, the star of the head cheerleader, that relationship is done data. You know what I mean? It's done data. You can't come back from that. So the fact that your boy tells the media, he didn't walk into the GM's office and do it low key. He lets everybody know, I want to trade that one out of there. So he's got to be going. Now
he put that on Instagram. He put that on Twitter. He put it on everywhere.
Yes, he said, I don't want them cats to try to talk me back into it. So, but now the Browns have said, we're willing to deal. Now, here's the question, because they own the rights to him. Do they do them fairly? If the Bills offer something nice, send them to the Bills. Or they do them like Dirt McGirt.
Send them to the Giants.
You send them to the Panthers. You know what I mean?
You can't talk down on that Panthers squad.
They were coming back. They were bouncing back.
The last 8 games, that was a squad.
Now, I've also heard your boy Snyder maybe would like to look at him too. From the Commanders would like to get a hold of him as well.
Snyder don't own them. That's Josh Harris and Matt Johnson.
What's your boy Quinn? The Quinn.
Dan Snyder.
Yeah, the coach. Who's your coach? Quinn.
Yeah.
I think that the Commanders might.
The Commanders are being linked to everybody and anybody because they have so much money.
Yes.
T. Higgins, everybody. You know who I heard today? I heard the Chicago Bears. The Bears have a lot of money.
Well, here's the thing. But your boy.
Wait. Is it money? Is it pieces? Who you going to
get? Hold on. It's just a trade so money doesn't play into it now. Here's the thing.
You're have to pay his contract.
Well, they will have to pay his contract out, and I think it's $20 million cap hit for the Browns right now, which is here. Peep this. He's at 19.7, I believe, for his cap hit next year. That's 4th highest on the team. I understand you gave your boy the quarterback likes to play tickle grab ass. You gave him a ton of money. Who are the other guys that you gave better contracts to?
Nick Chubb.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Before he blew that knee out, that offseason, before he blew that knee out, they signed him to an extension. I can't, because I'm telling you flat out, I can't, even though you gave Watson all that money, I can't name 3 guys that are better than Myles Garret on that team at their position. I can't. I love Chubb, but even when he was healthy, I don't think he was better at what he was doing than what Garrett is doing.
Right, and he's a running back, so why would they do that? That was weird.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be they were trying to be like the Ravens and build their offense around a running game like the Steelers. That those 3 teams in the AFC North want to have that old school football mentality. Grind it out with the run game and stop them with the defense. And Cincinnati's like, fuck it, score 30 on us. We're going to score 35. We're slinging it.
Yeah. I do think though, with a good offensive line, to me, Your boy Henry and Saquon showed how valuable a good running back can be if you have a decent line. You got to have at least a decent line. At least.
I think you'll see more success from Saquon next year. I think with Henry at 32 years old, he'll be 32 next year. He's taken a lot of hits. He took even more hits this year. I really anticipate him to slow down. They're going to have to find somebody that can take some of those carries off of his plate. I do think that's going to impact their offense. I'm not wishing bad on them. I'm just telling you, as somebody who's been watching football for 50 years, that eventually that shit catches up with you, especially when you take a hit. You know, like
does, but when they're talking about when they talk about his regimen, what he does to take care of his body, the hyperbolic chamber and sleeping in, and how he eats. Eventually, yes, Father Time is undefeated. But I'm not saying Henry's going for $2,000 next year. But if you tell me he gives you another 1,400 to 1,600 next year, I'd believe it.
Hey, fellas, big shout out to our guy, Daniel. Joins us every week, every show. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate seeing you. Hope you had a great Monday.
Yeah.
That's you know what? I don't know any back in the league who makes money like him. And I don't know any back that's going to get paid like him unless the league becomes full circle again with running backs. That's the bottom line. It's got to come full circle with running backs. The running game has got to be the established piece, and offense does evolve, and it could go back to that. We don't know. Yeah. Teams are watching Saquon light it up this year and see Hurts. Let's face it, Hurts didn't really light it up in the air.
No.
Teams are looking.
That's what I was telling you guys about Fields. What is he doing that Fields can't do? He's throwing for like 150 and then running.
Playbook helps, fellas. O-line helps. Playbook helps. He's got a better O coordinator, calling better plays. You know what I'm saying?
All I'm saying is
coaching. Remember seeing how you used to talk about coaching? You'd be like, it's the NFL, blah blah blah. You're seeing it firsthand. You've come around a lot, seeing that now. It's about the coaching at the end of the day. It's about the coaching.
But I say schemes with the coaching, because to me, they already know what to do, but you have to have the proper schemes. You have to, blocking schemes, passing schemes, passing game. And they I don't know, man, that to me is huge. And we just see a lot of guys that don't do it, but we'll see. And it's kind of funny because Pat Mahomes has won. He's Patty Mahomes, but for years, it has been, we need the cornerstone. We need the quarterback. We need the quarterback. We need the quarterback. He is a generational talent. He's the cornerstone. We have our quarterback for the next 8-10 years. But those quarterbacks and all these quarterbacks that are winning big money or earning big salaries, they're not winning Super Bowls. And what I'm saying is, I don't get why
top 10 guys didn't win Super Bowls.
What's
top
that
10
mean?
Guys getting paid.
No, they're not even in Super. You know what I'm saying? So, and the crazy part is, but we've seen where, yes, running back by committee, but we've also seen some great individual running backs do some things, but the quarterback position, wherever they're putting the money on, these guys aren't producing, where we are having some, like Cook. Your boy Cook for Buffalo did his thing this year. He did his thing this year, Jack. You know what I mean? He didn't do Saquon numbers, but he did his thing. Saquon. Henry did.
Him, but yeah, he did.
He took the pressure off of that passing game is what he did. And you know what, fellas, and I know I talked about this with you guys, but I sat there and I watched those divisional games. I watched those championship games. There is no specific blocking scheme that any one of those teams run. They ran zone. They ran inside zone. They ran stretch. They ran counter tray. They ran toss. They ran a little bit of everything. And that is hard to prepare for.
Yeah, but if you go back, I want to say that the Broncos, when they had Davis, they really brought that zone blocking to light. I remember that years ago. The Broncos started really with that zone blocking, whatever have you, and it just. But you're right, Mark. There's no real. This is what we do for our blocking. This is our offensive scheme. They're doing all whatever. But that's we go back to our Steelers, and we'll leave that for Steeler talk. No imagination, none. No imagination.
No, well, that's because you don't have guys that have evolved. You don't have guys that have evolved.
Okay,
And
now
again,
that's where the coach's development comes in. We ain't getting it. We ain't getting out
well,
in Pittsburgh.
a lot of that comes also from coaching guys at the collegiate level, because you have to be more creative, in my opinion, at the collegiate level in order to be successful. Not everybody gets a $20 million payroll like Ohio State. So for you to win, 8 or 10 games in college, you have got to be creative. Your
Yeah,
quarterback, not every guy going from college is going to the pros. Let's face
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So
But also in college, you can recruit guys to fit your offense where
yeah,
you can't. You know what I mean? So that
yeah.
helps as well. But also on the same token, it bothers me, and I've said it before, when guys draft somebody, he doesn't fit our system. Well, you had 6 months to watch the Joker. Now you're telling me he doesn't fit your system? You could let a cat pick blindly to do that.
You
But
know why
it
they
is what
say
it is.
that? Because they don't want to claim responsibility for not
Yeah,
developing a guy.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
in my opinion, that's the exact reason. When somebody looks across at you and says, he's not our system. No, you didn't develop the guy, because you were good with drafting him. You were good with going to his pro day. You watched him at the combine. You had dinner with him. You invited him into your spot, right?
And I think that's why they played Harris over Warren, because Warren was a free agent. Harris was the first round pick. It looks bad when you pick these guys and they're not. You can't just say he's not.
100%.
Yeah, he doesn't fit the system because
100%. And I will say this too. There are a lot of teams today that are finding diamonds in the rough, where it used to be just a handful of teams that found those guys. There are a lot of teams today that are finding those guys. They've got good scouting departments in the NFL now, large scouting departments. It's different. I can tell you that right now. It's just different than what it used to be. We have that kid from Northwest. Newbauser got a letter on him. October, November, something like that, from New Orleans. They were interested in him, and he was playing at Maryland at the time. They wanted to know about him. I mean, it is what it is, but I mean, it's a different game today. Think about this, fellas. I was saying this to my students today. I said, we're investing $20 million a year. Oh, no worries, Mickey D. Mickey D said, shit, I'm sorry I'm late. We're just glad you made it. But
brother.
I said to my students today, I said, we're investing $20 million a year to watch a man in pads run a football. I'm teaching you how to do things that you're demanded to do in life from the bottom of the ground up. And I make $100,000. How is that even fair? How does that even match up? But
it's rough, man. It's rough. So, well, we're on NFL. What else we talk about? The electric for making the first downs.
What is that? Can someone break that
next year? Okay, so they're going to have some kind of sensors that are going to be able to tell you when a guy reaches a first down, instead of the line judge on the side who can say whatever in the hell he wants as far as the spotting of the ball goes. They're going to have some kind of sensors that will tell you, hey, this is a first down, or hey, it reached a first down. My inclination is it'll be some kind of beam that they'll have to break in order to be a first down.
But my thing will be, if you don't see the ball, how do you know? Because even in that, where we can pretty much assume that
because the sensor will be on the ball. There'll be a sensor on the ball. Hey, what's going on, Pens man? Thanks for joining us tonight. Appreciate you being here. My inclination is there'll be some kind of barrier they need to break, and there's going to be something in the ball that breaks that barrier in order to signify, hey, that's a first down.
Okay, so then I wonder if they're going to put that sensor in both ends of the ball or the middle of the ball, because it's got to be in the ends. It can't be in the middle.
It has to be at both ends. Absolutely, at the tips. At the tips.
We'll see, man. We will see.
What they need to do, and this all goes in direct correlation, man, with how poor officiating is. Now they're talking about, they're talking about pulling the All-22 off of NFL Plus, which I love watching All-22 because I'm a football guy. I love, Yeah, exactly, Pens man. Both ends of the ball. Yep, exactly.
Here's my thing. We could assume that Allen made that first down. That he made that first down, but that to me wasn't egregious in that Chiefs Bills game as some of the other calls I've seen the Chiefs get.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I
So
agree.
you know what I mean?
Right.
And I think because we've seen more egregious calls, I think that's why they're trying to get away with the all 22. But it doesn't matter a lot of times because the whoever's running, if it's a Fox, CBS, NBC, Peacock, a lot of times they're showing them anyway. They're showing these plays, and sometimes the plays are so blatant that referees are missing. And to be honest with you, the people that are complaining about missed calls, I would love to know the percentage of the people complaining, say 50%, hypothetically, I'm just picking that number, arbitrarily. Say 55% of NFL fans are complaining about the calls the Chiefs are getting. Of those 55%, how many of them have the all 22? Because if only like 10%, because I don't have the all 22. So if let's say, you know what I'm saying? So say for sake of argument, of that 50%, only 10 to 12 of them get or have the all 22. You're still going to get people bitching and complaining. You know what I mean? You can try to hide all you want, NFL, but I don't know, man.
I think at the end of the day, what has happened here is that with the officials, there have been so much blatant calls that have been missed or penalties thrown on stuff that's not even a penalty. And now you're getting guys like Aikman to say, what the hell are you throwing a penalty on there?
Yeah.
And that's really opening eyes up. Say what you want about Aikman. He won 3 Super Bowls with Dallas. He's a well-respected guy. He's a Hall of Fame player. And I'd rather listen to him than Tony Romo. I'd definitely rather listen to him than Tom Brady.
I'll be honest with you. I can feel you on Brady. Romo breaks it down like a double-barrel shotgun. I got to give Romo his props, dog. Romo, he surprised me in the Chiefs. The Chiefs and the Patriots AFC Championship game when he was calling the plays that Brady and the Pats were gonna. That is when, you know what I mean. It was now nobody. I understand they didn't break it down but my favorite of all time was Summerall and Madden. That was all. That's my all time favorite.
Well, they're in flux in the way they called the game. They were inside of the guys' minds.
Yeah.
They weren't just interviewing these guys to get a feel for what's going on, but they were inside their minds and they knew these players and they were able to say, when I talked to this guy, this is what he was thinking going into this game. And he knew that if this happened, this is what was going to be the outcome. And those things came true. And that's what made Madden really good, especially because he was a good coach. John Madden was a really good coach.
He was.
We didn't necessarily like him because we were young kids and they were the Raiders. But hey,
I didn't appreciate him until I got older. You're absolutely right. Until I got older and he got in the box.
Pensman, man, you're 100% right. Like that.
I still get sick every time I watch that.
That might have changed the trajectory of the New England Patriots. They call that a touchdown. And there's no reason it shouldn't have been a touchdown. That's one of those things that made people so sour against Tom Brady and the New England Patriots.
You can watch football all your life. It's like, I still don't know what a catch is in the NFL because of plays like that, Jesse James, you know what I mean? Whatever. You're like, I don't know what they're calling the catch nowadays. So, but I'm interested to see how that plays out with the digital digital first down. I want to see how it goes.
I want to see if they let the all 22 hang around too, fellas, because if they don't, they're admitting their guilt.
Right.
Oh, but they don't care.
No,
I really don't think they do.
Because we're not leaving.
Yeah, it's the problem. You're right.
Didn't like them. Pensman says, and Mad would scribble on the screen. That's another reason people didn't like Madden.
I know. I love that though. I love that.
He goes
here, boom, and he goes here, boom, and I love.
It's
I
like
did
what
like that.
Pensman, you're a Pens guy. I love Jay's Telestrator. Jay tells you exactly what should have happened, how it should come about, and everything when you're watching a Pens game. So interestingly enough, that's one of my favorite things about Madden when he did that shit. So some did, some didn't work. You're right, 100%. Fellas, 2 more things. In the first one, the Pro Bowl, and I wrote in our show notes, the Pro Bowl sucks, guys. It absolutely. It's an embarrassment to the NFL, in my opinion.
I didn't watch one play of the game. Didn't watch one activity. I'm not giving any of my time to that. I'm not.
What I thought was interesting is somebody in Pittsburgh had put on X, and I think it was a writer. The Steelers had like the second most guys represented in the Pro Bowl. Who gives a shit?
Right.
Like if you're playing in the Pro Bowl, that means you ain't going nowhere in the playoffs.
Who did the Steelers have? I understand J.J. Watt's a Pro Bowler.
Russell Wilson was there.
I love, and I'm a Russ guy. You know, really?
They had 9 dudes. Hayward.
Okay, so then I say to this, you have 9 cats on the team. 9. We only start 22. So damn near half your starters are Pro Bowlers. And you can't get one playoff win. So does that look even more poorly on Tomlin? Think about that. Half of your starters are Pro Bowlers. And you can't get a playoff win? Real? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know. So, Wilson threw 4 touchdown passes in a flag football game. Minka had 2 interceptions in a flag football game. He doubled his output from the regular season.
Was Dan Moore there?
Dan Moore's on a tour right now. He's getting ready to get recruited as an offensive tackle. Fellas, I saw this clip today of the Rams against San Francisco. And Kevin Dotson plays right guard now for them. He came off the line. He knocked the linebacker on his ass. The play was continuing downfield. The safety came down. He knocked the safety on his ass. And I'm thinking to myself, this is a guy Tomlin didn't want, so he had him traded away. What? Why? He was cheap. And he played him out of position.
Did he learn under Munchak?
Yes, he did. And then Munchak went away. But you're right. But it was interesting. It was interesting to watch. I was really happy to see how Dotson was playing, to be honest with you guys. Like, it was cool to see the few plays they were showing of him. He's a very, very physical guy. He earned his keep. He really did.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because I think at the end of the day, you could have had 5 guys across the front in Pittsburgh and not been going through all this, But we're not talking Pittsburgh. Remember, Terrible Talk is next Thursday night at 7:00 on this same location. Anywhere you listen to us, anywhere you watch us, you can hear us talk all Steelers. And fellas, I will tell you that the best thing I liked about our show was we didn't sugarcoat anything. And the other thing I really like about what we do right here is we don't sugarcoat anything. We call a spade a spade. I mean, part of the problem with some of the podcasts is I don't think these guys come in prepared enough that they know exactly what's going on. And I know all day, people that are listening, people that are going to listen to this, I got to tell you, this crew that I work with, my boys and we are texting all damn day. We're sending clips, we're sending screenshots, we're deliberating stuff. This happens constantly with us. So when we come into these shows, we're prepared. So just wanted you to know that, like, we don't just show up here on Monday or Tuesday night or whenever and just start talking sports. We come in ready to rock. So yeah, there's that. Did I go down a rabbit hole, Sheen?
No, but if we're gonna get these Super Bowl teams out, we only got 11 minutes, baby.
Well, the thing is, we're only going to do teams.
7-11
teams.
7-11.
So let's talk about this. Let's just take a couple of minutes, guys, and talk about this. What can they do to replace the Pro Bowl to make it a game where there's recognition for guys who had an outstanding season?
Well, there's nothing, because in a regular season you can't hit people. So why would I hit you in the Pro Bowl?
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense. You either get rid of it, you just stop doing it, because, like you said, it looks simple. Steelers got 9 players there, and they can't win a damn thing. That is terrible.
Fellas, I'm not even. Like I told you, I paid no attention to the Pro Bowl. I don't watch it. I don't even talk. I don't even ask. I
did watch Russ's. I was at Howard this weekend at my daughter's apartment. So the girls were doing what they were doing. I was upstairs watching TV. So yeah, I did watch a little bit of it. But,
Not me. Not a lick.
I will say this about it. Yeah, get rid of it.
Mickey
My
D.
suggestion today, if you saw the Maradei Minute, by the way, I do the Maradei Minute. Chops jumps in and does some weekly, some quick minutes himself with thoughts. We're trying to continue to build our stuff here by doing that and doing our blog. If you haven't checked out our blog on our webpage, there's some good writing from my boys here. Rasheen just did an awesome article yesterday. Chops dropped one on us last week. I'm sure he has another one brewing. So there's some good stuff coming there too. We're really growing the show from that perspective. But I will say that I think that if you're a Pro Bowler, that's fantastic. You wear that title, but you should take that money that they give you for going to that game and give it to a charity of your choice.
Ooh.
Give it to a charity of your choice. I don't think these guys need that money. In fact, I'm almost 100% sure they don't need that money. So do something productive with it. Make somebody smile. Okay, bring somebody with you to that game that's going to be beside you on the sidelines. Look what the hockey did, guys. Hockey literally said no All-Star game this year. We're going the four team cup playoff thing, the tournament, the 4-team tournament, the 4-country tournament, and it's going to be exciting, and it's going to happen quick, and it's all the best players, and it's even more players from that perspective too. Russia, every guy on Russia is in the NHL, every guy in Canada, every guy in the U.S. I can't tell you for sure if every guy in Finland is, but I know quite a few of them are. So they came up with the new formula. The NBA still gives us that garbage. Baseball's okay. Baseball's always been okay. We like the home run derby and all that shit.
Yeah. Baseball's cool. I like baseball.
But all right. All-time, the 5 best all-time NFL teams. Who you guys got at number 5? What team?
I'm going. Well, I don't really have them. I didn't really have them in order because a lot of them were throws for me. But if I'm going to go 5, I'm going to go to 2002 Buccaneers.
Interesting. Why you say them?
I did. I like that defense. I hated they gave he did win it. Gruden did win it, but that to me was still your boy. I'm looking right at him. I can't. He came from the Colts. I'm looking at Dungy. It was still Dungy's team, but Dungy was so soft he couldn't get him over the hump. So my 5 is the Buccaneers.
Sheen, who was your 5?
91 Skins.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
I remember watching that game.
They ran through that. They ran through the playoffs. They beat people by 20.
Sammy Smith.
They scored 43 times and they shut out 2 teams, I believe it was. 3 teams. I'm sorry. 40 points 5 times, blank 3 teams. Excellent balance. Skins.
Guys, I picked the Denver Broncos in their 2 Super Bowls with John Elway. You could pick whichever one you want.
Okay.
But John Elway tried for years and years to win a Super Bowl on his own. He had guys like Vance Johnson. They had Carl Mecklenburg. You can name a whole slew of guys who played on those teams.
Orange
But not until they got Terrell Davis did they really, really become a team. And I thought that team was pretty – they ran roughshod over guys, over like teams like the Raiders and stuff like that back then. And I thought they were very, very impressive. So that's my number 5 pick is the Denver Broncos. Number 4, who you got at number 4, Chops?
85 Bears. I liked them. I did. I love the 85 Bears, dude. I loved them. 85 Bears. Okay. And I'm going by teams who I liked. Who I liked, whatever have you.
That's what you should be doing.
Yeah. So now they're all teams who won the Super Bowl, but these are the ones that I like. But I like the 85 Bears as 4.
Sheen, who'd you have?
I got 72 Dolphins.
Is that the undefeated team or is that 74?
Undefeated. No. The only undefeated team. 17-0. They didn't dominate like the Skins did. They won their playoffs games by 17 points. But they were the only undefeated team. They beat the Steelers. I believe it was the Steelers in the AFC Championship.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, who you got, Barber, is your number?
You're gonna laugh at me, but I'm gonna go with the first 2 back-to-back, the first back-to-back champion in the Super Bowl era. I'm gonna go with the Green Bay Packers. There's a hell of a lot of guys that were on that team that made that made the Hall of Fame, Herb Adderley. Like I could just start running them off. The greatest challenge, Chops. See, when we played high school football, Dick Diltz, our head coach, used to sit us down. We either watched the Pittsburgh Steelers. or you watched the Green Bay Packers. And I'll tell you what, that was always inspirational to me. Bart Starr, they had just so many guys on that team that ended up in the Hall of Fame. And then I looked at where they were strongest at, and it was every position. They had guys in the Hall of both corners, I believe, were in the Hall of Fame. So that was my number 4 was the Green Bay Packers from, what was it, 65 and 66? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I got then 2000 Ravens. The 2000 Ravens. And all my teams, I'm telling you flat out, fellas, all mine are
defense
led. Yeah, defensive led. 2000 Ravens.
I see.
Yeah. I got you.
89 49ers.
Oh, interesting. I was going to say mine was going to be the 49er dynasty there, where Montana just kind of rolled with it, and then it rolled right into Steve Young. They never missed a beat. Only difference was Young ran the ball a little bit more. I was just, fellas, when I was going to sleep last night, I don't know what made this come across my brain, but I started thinking about Dwight Clark and the catch. I don't know what made that come across my brain, but it really, I was like, damn. Remember when that dude did? I'm thinking to myself. I'm laying in bed thinking about this. Man, remember when that dude made that catch? Huh?
Is that the game where Joe Montana said, "Hey, look, there's John Kennedy"?
Oh, that is that game. I'm almost 100% sure.
When the drive started, he drove.
Yep.
John Kennedy.
All right, Chops, number 2.
John Kennedy, great comedy movies.
Love.
Yeah, my number 2, 2008 Steelers. When they beat Carolina, when they beat the Cardinals.
With big snacks.
I love that defense, big dog. I love that defense. Again, defensive led, but that was they held teams at under 300 yards total offense. Yeah, I love that 2008 Steelers. 2008 Steelers.
I'm 78 Steelers, because by 78, the offense had basically not taken over the defense, but it became just as strong as the defense.
Yeah, I got you.
Bradshaw won league MVP that year. That's it. 78.
I'll be honest with you. The Steelers, I'm going to homer it. The Steelers were my number 1.
Okay.
Because they were the first team to really put it together, win 4 Super Bowls in 6 years.
Yeah, but we're not at number 1 yet.
I know, but in number 2, fellas, in number 2, I got to go to Dallas Cowboys.
What year, or do you don't have a year?
I've just been doing teams by, the team. I just think the Dallas Cowboys organization pre-Jerry Jones, to be quite honest with you, and then his early years, I think the Dallas Cowboys were America's, they were with people.
Who owned them before him, by the way? Does anybody know that?
What's that?
Who owned the Cowboys before him? Anybody?
Ted Schramm.
Schramm, yeah.
Ted Schramm.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That was good, huh? That was good. I remember that. Yeah, boy, my brain worked tonight.
My number 1, I was only 4 or 5 years old, but I just remember L.C. Greenwood in the yellow shoes, the 76 Steelers. I love the 76. You got Blunt here. You got shit. I love the 76 Steelers, dog. That was the steel curtain.
Yeah.
The Chicago Bears of 85.
That's your number 1. Mike Singletary, eyes all wide. Yeah, dog.
Yeah. What was the Super Bowl shuffle?
Yeah, we are the Bears shuffling crew.
Dude, last question for you fellas before we wrap this joint up. If you were to pick one guy and say he is the face of the Super Bowl after 59 years, okay? One guy is just like, Jordan Brand, okay? Jerry West, the NBA. Who would be your face of the Super Bowl?
If you're talking for me, it's Lynn Swann and the catches that he had, because you could put his hologram up or his silhouette on some of his catches, and if they play real quick, if they play right now from the goalpost view, the Steelers playing the Rams, Terry Bradshaw throwing it. As soon as he releases that pass and the ball's coming at you, you already know Lynn Swann is about to snag that joker as he slides into the end zone. Or you have, if they show where the ball, guys fall and the ball's there, that's your boy Swanee catching over.
The one over Cliff Harris?
Or on the sideline with Cliff Harris. For me, it's Swanee. It's Swanee in his hologram and in his silhouettes.
Who you got, Sheen? Who are you thinking? One guy. 59 Super Bowls. Well, 58. We haven't seen 59 yet.
Yeah.
It's got to be Lombardi.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
It's the trophy. Yeah. I mean,
Lombardi with you see the silhouette with the hat on.
Yeah, it's got to be Lombardi.
Yeah, I mean, like, he epitomized football to me. That's why my son's name is Vincent Thomas. Like, when you talk football in my life, Vince Lombardi, and there's no question about it. You know, he was. I think he could have coached through the ages, to be honest with you.
Hey, we're gonna wrap it up with your favorite ice cream.
Okay.
We're gonna wrap it up with your favorite ice cream. Go.
Yeah. Me? Am I first?
Yes.
I'm probably gonna have to go Heavenly Hash. I love Heavenly Hash.
What the hell is that?
Oh, it's all kind of stuff. Yeah, it's got like.
You heard of that?
Mayfield Turtle Tracks.
Oh, Turtle Tracks.
Mayfield Turtle Tracks.
Yeah.
Turtle Tracks.
So where can I get these?
Any supermarket that's decent.
Go to John Eagle.
Yes.
Go to Eagle.
To the Eagle. Okay.
Yep.
What are you still eating? Neapolitan?
Osley's.
Osley's. Hey,
what's yours?
My mom used to. Yeah, what is yours?
Mine is Ben and Jerry's dirt cake.
Okay. Okay.
I got you.
My mom used to get Neapolitan. She'd have my dad get Neapolitan.
Everybody had Neapolitan.
So check it out. Mom would give me a little bit of ice cream in a bowl. She'd give dad a little ice cream in a bowl. Her ass would come in, God rest her soul. She right over here in a box at Mashes. She'd come in and she'd have the rest of the ice cream in a little corner. She'd eat it. Mom, Dad bought this for us to last a week. What are you doing?
My pops used to buy White House. I don't even know White House. Oh, I hated it. It's plain vanilla with maraschino cherries in it.
Oh, yeah, that's black. That's black. Hey, but back to the Neapolitan. Did she scoop all, like, you get vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry into the bowl?
No, I got mostly chocolate and strawberry.
See, mine was vanilla and strawberry.
And I didn't even like strawberry back in the day. Like, I wasn't like, ooh, strawberry, this tastes good. No, I was like, oh, come on. I don't want that. I'll take the vanilla and chocolate.
White House is terrible.
Kevin Smith says,
now my mom's favorite.
South Mountain Creek. Oh, Snellygaster. I've had that. You ever had that?
What is it?
Snellygaster's at a local creamery here.
Oh, now real quick, my mom is with pretty much every middle-aged. When I remember growing up, with every middle-aged black woman was an older black woman. Butter pecan. Oh, yeah. Butter pecan. You guys, any ask it? If not 8 to 9 out of every 10 black butter pecan.
Yeah, I would say that was at my house too. That was usually that and the Neapolitan. You know, my uncle Frank had that little Dairy Queen out there, Tronzo's.
Yeah.
That motherfucker he never gave up. He never brought anything into us. I'd be at my grandma's. He'd bring her in like this little thing of ice cream. I'm thinking, dude, you own that big ass ice cream store making ice cream.
That's free ice cream?
Huh? No. We used to go to Dairy Queen instead of going to his place. He wasn't nice to me. I'll tell you that much. He was kind of grumpy.
He wasn't getting your business.
You was a badass kid.
Too. Huh?
You was a little badass kid.
You think so? Come on. I wasn't that bad. Ashton from Dallas. He's Peak One Sportsman. He says he loved Neapolitan. That's his joint right there. You got your kids on that too, Ashton? You giving your kids
a cup with the vanilla and the strawberry. Vanilla and strawberry, I'm set. I'm not too tough with the chocolate. I'm still.
Hey, who's a banging ice cream eater in this house is Vince. I know you find that hard to believe, but
what's his go-to?
What's his go-to? You just put ice cream in a bowl, man. My wife, this is the other thing my parents never did. Damn it, they buy vanilla sometimes, and they never have like chocolate syrup or anything.
Oh
My mom
no,
would get
that
out-
was a luxury. No,
Listen,
no.
they get out maple syrup that you'd have on your pancakes or your waffles, and mom would say, "Here, put a little bit of this on there." And I'm like, "What? What are you making me put on there?" Not,
No,
ooh.
dog.
Oh,
no.
you know what should be good to put on the vanilla? That's the chocolate that would freeze like.
Oh, the shell?
Oh yeah.
My pops was not down for that. You're lucky to get ice cream. You don't get any of the accoutrement. You're lucky to have ice cream. Believe that. If you can find a peanut under the couch, put it in your. That's all you're getting.
Hey, let's take this thing home. We're a couple minutes over. Go ahead, Chops. Tell them where to find you, baby.
Come on now. You know you can find your boy on. You can find me on the gram. You can find me on. But my biggest, where a lot of where I'm getting it at is on my government. Michael Gregory Mills, Big Chops 824. I'm all over. But wherever you find me, holla at you, boy.
Yeah, Sheen, we know we can find you everywhere, but where specifically do you put the most up?
Probably Instagram, Rage Against the Regime.
Yeah,
You like that, huh? Rage Against the Regime. You like
I
that?
do. I like that.
And I'm just Rasheen Hill on Facebook, man.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to our boys who couldn't make it tonight because they had other obligations. T-Sizz, K-Watt, and Noobs. They'll be back with us probably. Well, I know this weekend we're doing a live show, everybody. We're going to be at Frederick Social in downtown Frederick. We're really looking forward to it. Show kicks off at 1 to 2. We'll be out in the general population, so it should be a lot of fun for us. People throwing their jabs at us and stuff. So if you're in the Frederick area, stop by Frederick Social and see us. We're actually going to be up close towards the front. You can always check our show out on podpage.com/original sports podcast with Mark Maradei. A lot of articles going up there now. All our shows, video and audio. We just keep building and growing. We're on Facebook, X, and Snapchat at OSP with MM. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. All that is at Original Sports Podcast. You can find all of our stuff if you go into our show notes on our link tree. It's a link tree /Original Sports Podcast, and subscribe to everything. I want to give a shout out to all our networks that help promote us. Let's Talk Sports, Sideline Sportsnet, ESEN, Elite Sports and Entertainment Network, Manning Media, Peak One Sports, and PDF Sportsnet. We're around, guys. Also, National Streaming Sports. So you can catch us on there 7 to 8 on Tuesday night. This show will be on tomorrow night, 7 to 8, if you just cut the tail end or whatever. Hey, feel free to reach out to us. Let us know what you think about the show. If you have any comments, questions, even suggestions of future guests for us. We have some good guests coming on that we've got lined up. You can email us at originalsportspodcast@gmail.com. Shout out to Steve Medley for our voice intro, Charlie Hodgson for all our music. And join us Saturday, if you can, to experience the O in person on the Original Sports Podcast. Fellas, excellent job.